Okay, so we have Chandan here. So Chandan sir, let me know about little bit your introduction.
Yeah, of course, ma'am. Of course. Basically, ma'am, I belong to Bihar state. I'm a primary teacher. I contribute my knowledge to education by providing different kinds of idea methods to improve their skills at home. If I talk about my hobbies, so I like to traveling different kinds of places by having the awareness. So it's all about me, ma'am.
Okay, so let me know that why do you learn this language, and what's the purpose about that? Why do you want to learn this language very properly, the grammatically correct? So why? Is there any reason
Because
behind this?
yes, ma'am. Because I'm a teacher, and teacher has a responsibility, to learn to make self perfect in this field and each every field, especially in education field. So that's why if I would be educate myself, then I will be hope of many beginner students, right? And many of new generation also. So that's why I thought, I considered myself I should be make myself educate as a people expected from me, as a being in a citizens in the society. So that's why. That was the real intention of mine, yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's a very good thing that being a teacher, we should not, like we are supposed to learn everything. It's very important. So being a teacher, it's our responsibility, it's our duty, and you are doing very good job because nowadays, people are just crazy about this language, and but they don't have that kind of financial, support, so they can learn this language after paying somewhere. So if you just give this kind of information them, so it would be definitely very great thing that you are just going to teach them in a very little few fee or something like that. So let me know that how means which kind of a student do you teach?
Yeah, basically, I teach in primary school, very younger students.
Okay.
Yeah, very younger
In your
student, one class
locality?
to 3 5.
In your
Yes,
locality?
ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, in
So do
my
you teach
locality.
in
Yeah.
okay, okay. So and what is the pattern? Means you have to go every day for one subject, or do you go for the all the subjects? What do you teach?
I managed all the subject
All the
according to
subjects.
the routine.
Okay.
Yes, yes,
And
ma'am.
how do you conduct with the students? Are they talk in English? Means are they talking in English or something else? Like you just talk with them.
No, I use native language because it's quite difficult for convincing them, in explaining them in this language. Right.
Yes. So
That's why.
let me know a little bit about that. If means what is the process to make them understand about this language? What do you do actually? From where do you
Ac-
start this language?
Actually, I show them, I prefer myself to use a very common word, common sentence
Hmm.
like good morning, good afternoon, like that. General conversation I try to do with all of them, and I say them you repeat with your colleagues, your students, your playmates. So that will be repeated by you multiple times, so it can be the becoming the habit of yours, right? And you're going
Okay.
to be a familiar of the situation in early age. So as soon as possible, you will be get better experience in this field also. So that's
Yes,
why I always try.
I
Yeah.
agree with you. And you speak very well. So let me know what did you do for this language so that you have a wonderful fluency right now.
Basically, before time, I used to talk with myself by having different kinds of stuff. So I started to making multiple sentence over there, right? But I was not satisfied for myself to doing these kinds of activities. So one day I got the one videos on social media platform. So I got the idea, if I create some kinds of channel, so I would get some kinds of chance by connecting with the other people and having the conversation with all of them, right? And by that way I can maintain my consistency also by knowing
Yes,
the behavior of other people's,
yes,
learning
definitely.
the custom rituals, and as well as I can learn the human also, right? Their intentions, so many things can be there. So that's why this way
Yes.
I was improving
So
my
you have
skills.
chosen this and you are like this right now.
Yes,
Very
ma'am.
good idea. Very good. I must appreciate you that you are just doing a wonderful job. And you know what? I think that whoever wants to learn this language, no matter what is the obstacle, no matter everything, they would definitely clear about this. And who is just making the excuses? I don't have person, I don't have anyone. How can I make how can I enhance this language? So it's like a excuses, I can say. It's like an excuses. So do you agree with that?
Yeah,
If you want to
of
learn
course,
this
ma'am.
language, we are all enough alone.
Of course,
So I
there
have
is a
learned
big
this
quality.
language. Yes, I spoke many times, lot of stories, and yes, storytelling is best part of this language. If you are able to speak a single story every day, that means you are going to hone this language every day. So, do you agree with
Mm,
that? Do you do this kind of
yes, ma'am.
things?
Yeah, of
Yes,
course.
yes, and let me
Basically,
know that which kind of a story. Just speak if you get yourself alone, and for the in the name of the practice, what do you do?
yeah, basically, I remember like at the beginning time, I used to do a lot of things like making some kinds of a story internally when I was having sleepingness. Okay, so that you can consider that was exercising my mind, to insisting forcefully by thinking a different kinds of stuff to creating some kinds of sentence regarding of any kinds of matters. So that's why I used to do a lot of times. And before taking clipness, I used to prefer myself by listening some kinds of a speech, Indian speech. That was a really inspiration for me to motivating me, encouraging me time to time, and working like a medicine you can consider. So
Yes.
I used to do a lot of things.
And okay, Chandan, let me know about something that for this language, what we should do. Can you give some suggestions to the people?
Yeah, ma'am, of course.
Sure.
First of all, they have to just stop to giving excuses to anyone. So, okay, they have to
Definitely.
convince them. They have to establish some kinds of determinations in self. Like no matter what situation I will get into the time, I have to maintain my consistency. And honestly, I have to keep going on learning it. The thing is that how they will learn. So there are lots of way sources available on social media. If they would be try to finding, so they get million of ideas of experienced teacher also, right? So by
Yes.
that way they
Right.
can improve self, and as well as they can create environment also by self.
Yes.
There is no requirement of visiting any kinds of places, especially for learning this language.
Yes, very
Yes,
good, very good. Yeah, these should be like that. People should be like that. Otherwise, it's like we keep doing excuses like, yes, I don't have anyone, and I don't have environment, and I don't have knowledge about that. So how can I learn this language? And I think the person who can get this language, whoever just if you see any kind of video and which is in English content, if you're not able to getting this, so it doesn't mean that you are just going to hone this language, you are just going to speak in this language. It's very difficult. So there are a lot of person, even they don't know what whatever person is saying right now in English. So that kind of person, if they really want to learn this language, they have to go from the very zero level. What do you think about that? So if
according to me.
very first, and they are not going to speak very correctly, and they have to strive this for this a lot. What do you think about that?
According to me, ma'am, first of all, they should be prefer self by reading any kinds of story, because by the reading they can get the better experience of making and transforming the sentence, how the
Yes,
sentence has been constructed by any author, right? So without understanding, without having the well experience of modifying any kinds of sentence, how could you reply? How could you create your own sentence according to
yes,
situations? So that's why they
but
have to establish some kinds of habit by reading every day at least the one story. That will be
yes,
possible only.
definitely. So, Chandan, sir, it was very fantastic conversation with us, and I was very curious about to talk to you as well as. So I wanted to talk to you. That's why I forced you today, and we are just right now here. So let me know
Yeah.
that did you enjoy this
Yeah,
conversation?
ma'am. Of
Okay.
course, ma'am. Yeah, it would be
Okay.
really pleasure for me.
And do you think that every day if we talk, different kind of person, so we are just going to explore ourselves, and we are just going to express ourselves more and more. So do you think like
Yeah, of course. By the
yes,
connecting with the different kinds of person, at that time your spark, your energy level is very different, you know. And by the having a different energy and a spark internally of yours, you will be act very different more than ever,
Yes,
right?
definitely.
So that is the
Yes,
much requirement of meeting with the new person by having their energy levels, their experience. So by that way, you
yes,
can educate yourself also, and according to time, you can change yourself also. Any quality, any kinds of stuff, right?
yes, definitely. So, okay, Chandan, we are just going to meet again in another video. So it was very fun, fantastic conversation between us. So I'm going to stop here and bye, Chandan. Bye.
Yeah, ma'am.